Well, folks, hello. This is a chance to listen to our good friend Valentine again, and he has a topic selected called Ancestral Visionaries, which sounds pretty important to me. That's the shamans and all of the visionaries, and I guess he's going to touch on many cultures because we know there are visionaries in all of the cultures. Valentine, please take it away.
Yes, aloha from Molokai, and internationally also from Italy with Mario. That's why I brought out the ancestors, because we had Mario, we were going to do an interview together, and Ron was trying to make, provisions for that before he left for Italy. So that's why I brought up the ancestors.
Well, yeah, and by the way, I would like to make, if I can figure out a way to get three of us on the screen at the same time, which I don't know how to do, then we can do one with a three-way, from three different.
Wonderful.
That would be an interesting. It's a challenge when I do that, but if it's doable, I'd like to try it.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I tell you, his Fernando, we call him Mario. Was here for almost 50 days. Now he comes all the way in from Italy just to come to Molokai. He's been all around the world. I'm telling you, people come from all around the world, and their hearts are in Hawaii, in any part of Hawaii. He happened to be in Molokai because he says there's no pollution, there's no interruption here. He didn't want to leave to go back to Italy.
I don't blame him.
He doesn't want to go.
The Europeans were thrilled to find North America and the Americas with Christopher Columbus and everything. I just watched a video earlier today, in fact, on that very subject, how they wanted, it was getting so overcrowded and so polluted in Europe, and America opened up two new continents to pollute.
Yeah.
The native peoples, the visionaries and the shamans didn't pollute. The natives did not pollute the land. It's Europe that has polluted the world. But hopefully many Europe, huh?
And they're coming over here for the non-polluted.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's like Fernando said. I've been coming since Fernando, since 2007 with his wife. I mean, he engages. He says, "I love you, Valentine." He comes with this love, from the heart. He goes, "I love you. My wife loves you. I love people. I know you love people. Let's get together. Let's share." He come up to my home and he videoed the home in Molokai where I'm taking care of things, right? He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe where he was. He was like in an area that with deer, peacocks. His eyes went like, I've never seen peacocks before in my life. 9 of them. They come up and they feed them. They come up to feed because they feel comfortable with your vibration. You don't see peacocks on the island or in the world. They're so beautiful creatures, Yeah. And then the deer, he's never seen anything like it. The deer right in front of him, the peacocks. But the peacocks came to introduce themselves, felt very comfortable. And you can imagine someone from Europe, like, they've never seen nothing like that before. Yeah. From Italy.
Well, ironically, the Europeans and those in the United States and other places that have European, we have really played a very dastardly role in making people, it's not really advanced, because spiritually, and that's what I hope you get into on the visionary aspect, spiritually, we've actually gone backwards.
Yes, we have to go, and that's another thing I want to talk about, is about getting back into balance.
Yes, exactly. We need balance more than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind, body, spirit, physically, spiritually, especially spiritually. All within our communities, like I talked about the prayer tent, what Hanalei and Jen, in Molokai, we need to do that regards to our visions, our shamans, our yogis, our ancestors. We need to listen to our ancestors told us, hey, prepare yourself, stay in the purity, stay in your purity. I think we're out of balance, and that's why we're going backwards. Yeah. And we're seeing that in everyday life situation now in Texas with the prayer chain, which was sent to you, and I'm glad you responded. Then back to South Asia. Nobody knows in South Asia that there's 40 million people that are affected in South Asia. You know, we're talking internationally. I mean, ministry or healing, we need to help internationally. The world,
all over the world. If we don't wake up, we're going to destroy the planet again. And it will not. Yes. It will not support the level of human civilization, or what you can call it civilization, that has been going on in our lifetime. It's going to be a very big decrease if we don't get our act together. We've got to stop the nonsense of war and stop the nonsense of thinking that one group is superior to any other group. We're human beings. We've got to get back to the fact that we're human, regardless of our religion, regardless of our color, regardless of our nationality. All of those things are irrelevant.
Right. It's the diamonds of love going back to from the heart, right?
Exactly.
I look up, right? All the stars and the thing you look at night, that's what's inside us. That's what we're made out of. You know, all these, you know, we're shooting stars we see, or we see these asteroids. A guy go to me yesterday, I come out of the water. Look for the asteroid with this local brother from Kauai. Right. He goes, oh, sure. Thanks, brother. Look for the asteroid tonight, because he had 9 grandchildren with him. And he invited me down to be with his family and everything. You know? And
this is a native Hawaiian.
Yep. Native Hawaiian from Molokai. His work is in Kauai. And he came back home for 10 months to care for his wife that's very ill, which I'm being called to help out, you know, to redirect. She has, you know, cancer, you know, I don't know if I could say, but of the breast, and looking for alternative methods.
Well, you understand, and I'd like to get this message across. If we could get rid of the acidity of our body and turn our body alkaline, cancer would die. Without the medications, just by raising the pH above, like around 7.2, 3, 4, somewhere in there, if we could get it up to that level, the cancer would no longer have an environment that it could thrive, and it would just diminish.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that out, Ron, because it sent a message across the planet for the people who are suffering. And that's another thing I want to talk about, the visions. Wherever I go, I mean, I have someone from, I go see Mario. I'm going to go see him because he's going to leave. You know, he left yesterday. And the night before, he goes, I want to meet with the couple. You know, I want you to come down. And then the gentleman comes to me. I thought he was part of the group. He's from Hawaiian Tel. He says, I fell 40 feet. And nobody could help me with my back, Valentine. You know, you do healing work. Can you help me? I says, I know exactly who to help you. His name's William. He's here on Molokai. He's a very true, gifted healer, and he can help you. He said, oh my God, thank you. He's just smile ear to ear. He can get help. He couldn't get help out. He's from Maui. And he said they're doing the fiber optics underneath the ground now for people to have communication like you and I. We may have to switch over from Verizon to Hawaiian Tel because of the connection. We only have one tower in order to speak. We're very fortunate to do that, you know. And he said, I've went to all the healers. I can't get help for my back. I fell 40 feet. Can you help me? And that's how you get guided into people on your daily basis. Wherever we go, that's the vision. You wake up in the morning, right?
Well, I have a friend who is in her 80s, and she had a hip that was out of socket or something, and she went in for She actually went in for surgery because she was walking with a walker, and she was really in pain all the time. And the doctors could not believe how that when she was tapping into the healing energy. I mean, she recovered like a young person, not somebody in their 80s, and it amazed the doctors. And she gets around so much, and she's so vibrant now.
See?
I mean, I wouldn't recommend always going through surgery, but she felt that was her path, and so she took it, and it worked out beautifully.
Wonderful. Yeah, I want to see less suffering on the planet. Ron. There's too much. I mean, there's a lot of people that are really carrying the weight of the family. I see this with the gentleman yesterday, the local brother. He said, I want to retire in a couple of years. I got 9 grandchildren. I got 2 daughters with 3 children, 1 son with 3 children. That's 9. And I got a permit to go fishing. He says, come on down and join my family and everything this weekend. I said, well, after I do the taping with Ron, I'm going to come down and swim. Come and join with us, and I would like to spend some time with you. And he knows the people where I'm staying in Molokai for 43 years. He built condos and stuff. He's in construction, so he worked on lands, and he knows the people I'm involved with here, helping out Bambi, you know, on the across the country for healing. And people know each other. They reach out to you. I went to go see William, for example. I'm not kidding you. The authentic healer. I have things to work out, right? And I went to him in order to be guided to him. There's a local brother in a huge truck, and he goes, hey, let me check my iPad. And I go, I know it's up the street from here. They take time out and they say hi to you, and they go, I want to help you. That's what we need to do. And he finds out that he takes care of the children of Bambi, Jane, of the family. He takes care. Have you met the family? I says, yeah, I know the children. He goes, well, I'm the uncle. That's how it is.
You know, it's ironic that the smaller the communities, the more connected the people are. The big cities have the least connect. They have the most humans and the least human connection. It's very ironic.
It is very ironic. You know, they say the country folks and all, right? You know, out in the country, you know, we're like all hidden out. Like, it's exactly what you're saying. And I feel so blessed to be among those people that want to unite, that we want to use that as a forum to help people internationally around the planet. And I think we are missing that. I believe what you just said, very, very profound, what you just said, Ron.
Yeah.
You know, very much.
We need to wake up, and we need to learn that love is unconditional. Whenever you start applying conditions to your loving, it's no longer love. Yes. If you only love those that are just like you and think like you and look like you, it's not love. It's tribalism or whatever you want to call it, but it's not love.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you brought that out about unconditional, because, yeah, exactly. We'll hug our brothers and sisters, shake hands, hand to hand. And Mario, before he leaves, he kisses me. The men, they kiss you on the cheek. I kiss his wife, French style, on the cheeks. Now, you know, you whatever you could do to pass on that divine love.
The first time I had a man do that with me, kiss me on the cheeks, I mean, quite honestly, I was embarrassed. But it's a cultural thing.
It's a cultural thing, and that's what they know. And it's like, but it was very endearing. The way he did it, I mean, he just did it in a way that was so endearing. You didn't feel anything except that it was pure. You know, it was real pure. Just like with the wife, she comes all the way from Italy. She speaks Italian only, and she travels the world with her husband, not knowing English, in all these countries. That is something else for. But and then I have to do hand signals and stuff, or eyes, you know, movements. Or gestures and all, and to communicate. Can you imagine?
He doesn't know any English at all?
No English at all, just strictly Italian.
Wow. And that's unusual for Europeans to only have only speak one language. Europeans are the most linguistic continent on Earth. I mean, they all know a lot of them know multiple languages.
Yes. Even Maria from Poland and Canada, you know, she learned all these different languages, you know, that you'll be speaking to at the right time. I wanted to speak to her last week. We were trying to get a video together with Mario, and she flew over, and she had to learn all the driving tests. She said, I don't know how I passed the driving test with the English and the Polish and the Canadian. And then, like you said, linguistic. They have all these languages they have to learn. We have one language, English, and it goes internationally, right?
Yeah.
We want to learn English.
They tried to make French the international language, but it didn't work.
Only Fonse only went so far, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's good because I only know a little bit of French.
A little bit of French.
Yeah, I know a little bit of a few languages, but not only English fairly fluently.
There you go. So getting back to this with the visions and all,
Yes,
I think
please.
that what we really need to do, Ron, and I'm getting this, is to really get quiet within ourselves. No, get real quiet. I don't care if it's under a tree. I don't care if it's in nature. I don't care if it's in your apartment. Wherever that is, to get quiet and to listen, to stay in the inner silence, in the beauty, and listen to that calling that you may have inside, or that passion. And there's like messages like, okay, I got to go do this. I got to go touch somebody today and speak with this person. I need to give food to somebody. I need to help somebody today. There's so many people, I'll tell you, even the people that are very, very wealthy on the planet, the millionaires and billionaires, and Mario talked about this. Enjoy your life. He's what he goes, enjoy it. Valentine. I come out of the water. I come out of the water here in Molokai. He comes and greets me. I thought he's covered in the water. He came all the way down. He could feel the energy with me. I'm not kidding you. I didn't even know him. And his wife's by the rock there. I didn't know she didn't speak English. I thought she's smiling, right? And he comes down. I come out of the water like.
You had never met him before?
I never met him before. He comes
Wow.
to me. He just comes out of nowhere, and I thought he's coming in the water. He has his shorts on. He's walking. Hey, Bellabiso, hey, brother, where you from and all? I go, I'm from Maui. He goes, well, I'm originally from New York. I'm from the metropolitan New York, New Jersey, New York, like where you're from. And, Midland Park. And he goes, oh, I'm from Italy. And the whole thing opened up with his connection. He invited me to Italy. He goes, he's from Florence, Italy. I'll take you to Greece. I'll drive you to Greece. I'll drive you all around. Valentine, Italy will change your life. You come to Italy. And now people in Italy are saying to me, I want to show you Italy. I want to show you Greece. I want to show you Finland. All over Europe, Europeans and Netherlands. Hey, if you're coming to Italy, you're coming to the Netherlands. You're coming to Croatia. I mean, people are saying to me, you come to Europe, we want you to come and visit us in our country. And that's what happened. But yeah, I never even knew him. And he came to me, and we have this instant connection like we haven't seen each other for centuries. It's like a soul meets a soul, and we're brothers. We're brothers,
Yeah.
In the light. You know what I mean? We connected, and he has somebody that's like him. I'm just like him. To meet someone like him and just be ourselves. And he could be himself in Molokai. I could be myself in Molokai. Coming out of the water and greeting each other instantly, like you know each other forever. Isn't that a beautiful connection?
Yes, it is. I'd like to
Right?
see that happen all over the world, where people begin again to connect with one another at a heart level.
Yes.
And try to figure out how we can take down the barriers, the walls that have separated us for so long.
Yes. Yeah, I took him into town, him and his wife. It was about an hour away. I took him into town and everything. And he said, oh, I like to go shopping in this, and went to the fruit stand with all the locals. I want to support the locals. I didn't just go in the stores. I went right to the locals first, across from the prayer tent with David Tavika. He's from Polynesia. He's Tongan. He brought me papayas. You talk about papayas, brother, strawberry papayas. If I go get one, it's like this. It's like a cantaloupe.
Wow.
I mean, it's the real 5 acres he has. He comes down for $1. They're like $5 for $1. He's giving it to you for. It's like a gift. $1. A strawberry papaya like that's like probably $8 to $10, $5 at least or more. It's like $2 a pound, $3 for strawberry. You might get solo maybe for $1, maybe a small, tiny little one or something. It's volcanic soil here. It just grow like a cantaloupe. And then avocados, so pure, so fresh. They call lilikoi and all. I should bring the fruits out to show you, but people know what I'm talking about in and around the world, the Polynesians and the people in the world that love this. It's your whole body gets like uplifted when you have this purity of this fruit of the gods. It's like the fruits of the gods that we used to have. Like in the Greeks, they give to you all these beautiful fruits, right? The grapes and all that. And here, enjoy this. Well, they have beautiful. This other fruit they had was a pink fruit. It's like New Zealand has it, and it's like it's beyond. It's like your senses and you never had anything like it. It's a delicacy to have it, like kiwi, but it's all pink and black seeds. The whole fruit's all pink. You know, that's what I'm talking about, the vibrancy. The vibrancy is here in the Hawaiian Islands, in the world, the Polynesian. And whether you go Fiji, whether you go to Tongan, they know the coconuts. They cut up the coconuts. I had them do 7 coconuts. I want to bless the local people. They're $3 a coconut. So let them cut it up, and they get it together so you could put a straw in it or open it up on your own. That's what they do. This is what they do to help out in their communities. Coconut. You ever had coconut? It is the most, in your DNA, you need that coconut juice in the water. You know, the pure coconut from the coconut. That'll help cancer. It'll help anything.
Well, I use coconut oil, which is almost like as a butter sometimes.
There you go.
Making like sandwiches that I grill, I'll put the coconut oil on it. So it's at room temperature. It solidifies. So it's like a soft butter.
Yes. Yeah. See, you even love coconut. So I'm saying all these farmers. I'm meeting the farmers, the ancestors. They're the farmers. 37 years. He comes with his 2 dogs. I'm going to the beach, and he just looks at you in the presence. He doesn't need. I mentioned one name, and he said, like, I know your family. You're Ohana to me. Here, I'll give you my number. I don't need your number. I'll remember Paradox Man 316, and I'm going to watch your video, and I know how to get a hold of you now. That's it. That's all they do. They don't need to reach you. They know that you're on the island. They know how to reach you through the person I mentioned. His name is Joe, Joe Kennedy, and he does all the fruit. They all know each other, the farmers. We need to reach out. Just like Willie Nelson went in with Farm Aid, with all these farmers. We need to reach out to people with our foods in the world to be organic, natural, vibrant. We need that back in our system so we can think clearly with clarity, with the visions and information, how we can help the planet, how we can come forward. I get visions all the time while I'm here in Molokai. My whole life I've had visions. And I see things that are going to transpire. People, but things can change. Things can change, and we can make those changes. And I think that's
what
we
have to make the changes.
Yeah, I even mentioned
somehow you're talking about a wealthy man from Italy. We need some of the establishment, the people that have been able to accomplish a lot and create some wealth for themselves. We need to learn how to share that wealth and get in touch with the ancestors within us. Yeah. And recognize that we're not locked into just this time. We have the ability to connect with our ancestors from the past and develop the visions for the future that will liberate us and keep us from destroying the planet again.
Yes. And very well put, Ron, because when I go into the lodges with the Lakota, the ancestors come to me and say, look, this is what we need to do in order to do our cleansing and our purification. We go into the lodge. They call me Moose Heart because I work with the medicine, the moose. And Moose Heart, we have to make changes here. We have to go in for 3 hours and to our bones.
That's the sweat lodge?
Sweat lodge.
I've done lots of sweat lodges, but not recently.
Oh yeah, no, I've done it for two years, and I in Maui in haiku with the Lakota, Wallace Black Elk, Charlotte Black Elk. They're all in the history books. Wallace, Crazy Horse. You know, he's a
Yeah.
crazy horse. People understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The American Native Indian, the Lakota, the Sioux, all tribes. And what we do when we go in the lodge, we say, Homi Takiasin, which means all our relations.
Yeah, I
That's what
know.
we need to do. All our relations around the planet. That's what we need to do. We need to reach out to all our relations in every moment in life, every moment we have. Like Mario says, Valentine, I know the millionaires and billionaires with my son. They go and enjoy themselves. He goes, but if you're sick and all, pollution and all, you enjoy your life. You only have one life, and it's now. Enjoy yourself. Be happy. Go enjoy. And that's how we were through the whole trip together last week.
Wow.
Joy and happiness to people. That's what we need to do. Yeah, but by doing your work, by getting in, I don't care, whatever it takes for you to get that inner silence. You have to do your work in order to have your inner joy and peace. People go, how do I do it? You got to take steps and work towards moving through it. You know, you got to melt through the anger, bitterness, resentment. We have to move through this and bring our families
and get
back
to the place of forgiveness.
Yes.
And it starts with forgiving ourselves for being so ignorant.
Yes. Yeah, it's true. It's true. We are. We're so hard on ourselves in all parts of the world. I hate to say this, but we are. We need to forgive one another and move through this and share with one another. Have a meal together. Have a conversation that comes from unconditional love. You know, people get married all around the world, and are they putting conditions on themselves, or is it unconditional? I have to have stability. Well, stability, you can have stability, but do you have freedom? How about our free spirit? We have to have freedom too in order to have unconditional love, right? It's freedom.
Yeah, unconditional love is the only way of liberating us from the situation that we have created for ourselves. Or
yes,
we have been, either we created it for ourselves or we are the victims of it. Whichever way you want to look at it, we've got to move beyond it.
Yes. And so the information that keeps coming forward, Ron, is that if we get real quiet within ourselves and very peaceful and very loving towards one another, I believe that we get messages. Whether you can write things down, you'll hear in the inner voices inside yourself. That heart, that heart will open. Those diamonds of love will open. Like you said, we need to touch each other with our hearts and our knowledge, our wisdom, and unifying. Yeah, and unifying. Yeah, unifying one another to help on the planet. If we unify, I know that we can. I mentioned about Peter Gabriel with the match. He did it with, actually they gave candles in Woodstock to light a candle for the world to come together in a sea of love.
Yeah, and it's more important now than ever. And there seems to be more people trying to create more division than ever before too. There's an insanity that is also weaving through the experience of humans on this planet.
Yes, and I really believe the ones that are really not only awake, but the ones that do have the joy that came in to be of service and to help humanity, I believe that those people are willing to come together to help if we unite one another. You know, when I was in Europe, I believe that there are really good people out there, and I want the goodness to continue and to keep shining their brightness and their light together. I really believe that the people want to uplift the planet. They want to make changes. And I believe that there's enough money on the planet that people keep saying, I don't have a job, I don't have this. Well, you barter. You can barter with someone if you don't have the money. If not, people will help you if you.
Well, money, of course, unfortunately, is the problem. It can be the solution, but it can't be concentrated into the hands of a few people like it has been.
Yes. That's another thing is, yes. But there is enough money on the planet. People don't even have to work nowadays. There's so much money on the planet that's being scoundreled in different parts. Instead of giving it and letting it receive and give, we would be so, it's here already. We just have to reach out. And
unfortunately, the leadership doesn't have the vision of healing. It only has the vision of hoarding.
Yes. And we need to unhoard. We need to unhoard in society for humanity to continue to unite. Yes, that's a very good point.
Okay, well, we're actually over the 30 minutes, and I need to wrap this up so that I can get it up in a little less than an hour and a half. I've got to have it processed and ready to go live.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much. And I don't know if the phone is not letting go. Anyway,
go ahead, Ron.
I was just going to say thank you, Valentine. You were saying something to close also.
Yeah, I just want to say that our brothers and sisters, that we got to keep giving the living waters of keep shining, keep believing, keep going forward, and shine your purity and your light wherever you go, and your joy and your happiness, and enjoy your life. Enjoy your life wherever you can, and help others and help humanity.
Very good. Thank you very much. And
diamonds love you and everyone you touch, brother.
And shalom or aloha or whatever greeting you want to use to end. Thank you.
That's okay.
Yep. Bye-bye now.